He looked at Madison and was like, I need to know that she's, because this is before like a phone call had happened, because when he ended up getting my number, he ended up calling me last night on the house phone and was like checking in on me before he went to bed. But like before he even made that phone call to me, he asked Madison, he was like, I need to know she's okay. And what did you say that she said? Oh, that she said that my sponsor came and picked me up and took me to a hotel and got me the room and stuff, and that I was
here,
fine.
and I can guarantee you they made sure you were okay and didn't give a shit and laughed and mocked me, and they weren't speaking the same of you and calling you crazy that you were trying to have a baby, and also did not mention the fact that I have 2 children that I'm trying to live for, even when I don't want to live myself at time. And I had your back, and I was the only one in that house that had your back, and even tried to push you and said whether you leave with Keaton or 10 people or alone, that a true friend would push you towards your kids, not away from them. And so Sarah and them, they did make sure you were okay.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
And
Sarah watched me pack my No, I'm going to put this straight right now. Sarah watched me pack my stuff and told me I need to pack light because I'm going to be carting it around. They were trying to Uber me to a Jack in the Box.
Britt, hang on 2 seconds. Britt, I'm just going to ask, please let Allie have her turn. She'll let you have your turn.
That's fine, but I feel like she talked
I can understand like where you're coming from, but like
because of your talking.
Okay, so
don't expect any respect or empathy from me when you didn't check on me. Did you check on me? Because I came to the streets. You went to a hotel.
Britt,
yeah, because I had my ex get me a hotel because the streets aren't an option for me.
Hey, Allie and Britt, can you guys just hold tight for 5, 6, 7, 10 seconds?
See what I mean?
Like I need you to understand that I am not responsible for your outcome. I'm not responsible for not
hurting your feelings, because right now my distress and your happiness is a clear indication of the different situation.
This is why I don't do it. I'm gonna hop off.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
We got it. We muted.
Allie, hold on.
Hang on.
Allie, she's muted.
Guys, you guys are both going through something. Instead of fighting each other, support each other, or don't support each other, but this fighting is not helping either of you. You both deserve to have a voice, and going at each other is not helpful, okay? It's not good for either of you.
Yeah, you just gotta I think like you both are going through so much right now too, and you're both in the same position where you both got kicked out. Like, no matter whose fault it is, you're both really down and out, and you're both just in a really period. And this is all not good for either of you. The last thing we want is for you guys to fight and fall out when I'm sure you need as much support as you can get. And emotions are really high. Emotions are fucking really high. You both got kicked out. You both got put on the streets last night. It's disgusting what happened.
This is just a problem that I have, is that the next day it's all like, yeah, like I would love to, I'd pay my life, half my soul to feel that right now. Like, that's what I said. Where she's at is I'm in a whole other world. I'm in the streets where I'm just so sick of them lightening and acting like and mocking me and laughing and calling me crazy. Of course I'm crazy, because I'm in the brink of it now. I'm back where I came, running from. I'm back in the city that took my soul. I'd rather lose my life than hit up the guy that tried to take it and had me fighting for it. I wouldn't take $1 from him. Last night, they went out to a fancy dinner, and I didn't even have food or a ride or money for a lift to even.
That's not Ellie's fault.
I just put her on mute for a minute because she's talking about some pretty serious things here.
Yeah, Britt, for a moment, take a breath. And, for both of you, I know it's easy to do a comparison of how Allie sounds right now talking to us, but that could also just be how anyone processes things, right? And how she's talking, how her voice sounds, that doesn't mean that she's completely okay in dealing with this well. It's still a tough situation. And it just could be that, how she's processing it is going to look different than how you process it, because you guys are two different people. But at the end of the day, you guys are both in a shitty situation that you didn't ask for.
Yeah.
and everyone's going to have
And
their
I'm not
opportunity.
spiraling. It's just I haven't heard her once ask if I'm okay. I'm not spiraling. I'm doing
I don't
everything.
have
and
your
I'm
number
working
to
and I
ask
do-
if you're
I'm keeping
okay,
my
Britt. I
sobriety.
just made this TikTok. Like, how am I supposed to contact you? They made me leave first.
Yeah, but you haven't mentioned it to them. Like, I hope it's okay. Something, everything's about
yeah.
everybody
No,
else.
we-
Yes,
but-
I did.
She did.
Hey
She did,
guys,
Britt, last
hey
night.
guys,
She did,
guys,
she did.
guys,
Britt,
guys.
let
we
me
can't
tell you.
do
So
this.
last night, and you missed this part, but Allie did come up last night, and so she did talk. She didn't say anything bad about you at all. She felt bad that you were out as well. And I can tell you that with Sarah, when Sarah went on live and said that she was messaging Allie and stuff like that, that's false. Sarah didn't give a shit. Sarah messaged her twice, and that was it. Allie did have to get Mason to come get her. She had nowhere to go because they were only going to send her to a Jack in the Box so she could charge her phone. That's where they told the Uber to go. So Allie had to reach out to her abusive ex to get him to send her money so she could have a night in a hotel room.
I didn't get money till today, and the only first person that did was Mariah. And the people don't understand how messed up. Like I get it, and I trusted Allie. I let her in, and the reason why I was the only one to never snitch on her was because of her kid. She didn't even think about how it would mess with me when I was already at a breaking point. My bags were already packed before they kicked me out.
Britt, you got to understand they did not kick us out because of what we did.
Yes, they did,
Hold on.
because Madison was
Can I
going
make
to
a
let me say and write
recommendation?
50K
Britt,
words,
Allie,
and Sarah
Allie,
is the one who
promise you.
said
Allie,
no.
Britt,
You weren't even there,
Allie.
so please don't
I'm
speak on my
sorry?
shit.
No,
Britt,
not
hold
you,
on a minute.
Brew. Okay, just guys, go one at a time. Like one at a time, because, like we said,
one at a
emotions are
time.
high for you guys right now, and the last thing.
chilling.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. But I just don't
But
want
the
you guys to
problem is you're chilling, and right now I'm terrified
Okay.
because I everything in me wants to do everything I do, and I'm.
Okay. This shouldn't be aired. This shouldn't be aired out in public, in my opinion.
And I totally get where she's coming from and how she may feel right now. It's not like, it's just not my situation. I feel for her and I feel bad that she's in the predicament that she's in, but it's just not my situation. So yes, I'm chilling right now to the best of my abilities for while I can. But like, it's not my fault that she doesn't have some of the resources that I have. And like, and if I could help her, like I will, but like,
You guys knew my situation. I said I didn't have parents to call. You guys knew that when I went on the streets, I was going with $10 and no hope and every desire to want to just do everything. I like.
But I'm
this
not
is
the
what I
one that
mean. You
kicks
say
you
it's
out,
not your
Britt.
concern. Good. I'm not concerned about hurting your feelings, and so mute me if you don't want to hear it because I'm
Britt.
not in the mood.
Yeah, Britt, she's not saying. I'm going to mute you just for right now. I'm sorry. Just give me 1 second. She's not saying she's not concerned about your feelings. She's not invalidating them. I will say when she was speaking last night, she was validating. She didn't say that you were lying. She said you were speaking in your truth. What she said lined up with what you said. She didn't invalidate you at all, not once since being up here. Your
I'm not
guys'
saying it's
situation.
Allie's fault. It is my fault, but I'm saying this is what I mean of where I just don't respect anybody to that fact that right now, like me, as much as the worst situation that I'm in, I still am trying to hold myself together for even people that I care about, even on recovery in the recovery community that I've never met. And the fact that I sat there and tried to make her not leave while Sarah, her friend, was the one who literally was dogging her and it's just like all this stuff. I don't care. I don't care about clout, TikTok. I don't care about coming on here and telling, hey, everybody, I'm fine. I'm not fine. Like, I'm not
Okay.
going to bullshit for the internet. I'm not going to act like everything. And like, how is this okay to anybody? And how is it, why do yesterday I was in such shock and just relieved to get out of there. But then to wake up and be here alone where everything in me, I could go and do whatever I want. And I'm still staying sober. It doesn't matter. They're still going to just accuse me that, like, trust me, if I was not using, I wouldn't have
Yeah, Britt, you're.
Oh, I think.
been here, so I
Says
don't
chit
do
chat.
that.
Teacher.
Yeah, Britt, it is completely valid how you're feeling. The anger, the sadness, the fear. It is a scary situation. But I just want, how we all handle things, right? It's going to look different for all of us. Our resources are going to look different. How we regulate our emotions is going to look different.
I've been telling them that my situation, that they were all blessed, and I said you should feel blessed to not understand why right now I'm freaking out, because I know when I'm going back, I would have ran to a place that has such a bad review if I was in not such desperation. I've sat there and opened up about trauma that I've never said in treatment. They knew everything, from men and women to my family, everything. They knew that I didn't have it like that, and then they'd even give me a chance to call and get the money before they sent me out. Like, they don't understand, and I don't care. I don't want them to understand me. I'm like, it's just so much deeper, and I'm sick of that house and recovery and all this stuff. That recovery is just stepping in the door.
Britt, where are you at right now?
I'm still at the same house, and I had to tell my friend who was using, who went out, and they're.
Are you talking about the one that's like an hour out?
What?
Are you talking about the house that's like an hour out from out here?
Yeah, but they left and they were going to do stuff, and I didn't want to go because right now I don't want to go out, and because just how I thought I wasn't vulnerable around Nick and stuff, so something's wrong. But I told her, promise me, do not give me anything. And for me to even say that, I would have never done that. I'm trying, but I'm not okay, and I want to bring light to the fact of what they did. While they're mocking me at dinner when I couldn't even.
Oh, I'm gonna comment my main page on TikTok, and I need you to text me because I'm gonna send you some links and stuff where I can get you into another sober living. I'll give you my spot.
And Britt,
I have places where people will line up. I just, right now, I need to be, I can't just, the institutionalized thing is a trigger. I'm sick of handing my life over to people that might put something on a website and make it seem like paradise, and then it's another thing that I grew up in, and I just need to decompress, and I'm trying to, like, I don't want to go vulnerable somewhere again.
And so, okay, so Britt, so let's just take a deep breath. And it's horrible because you're going through so much. And I know, and I just want to make sure, because we did have people that messaged last night. There was a girl, Jessie, that had messaged this chapped ass that's usually in here, and that she could pick you up. She does have a sober living that's in California. I think she's actually been in here a few more times to be able to help you, because right now, oh, there we go. There's Jesse James in the comments. And right now you're just going, it's heartbreaking to hear that you're completely alone right now. And I get that. And you don't have anybody with you. The last thing that we want is for you to feel alone, but what you are doing is good, that you're turning down whatever, you're not turning back to what you know will numb this.
And Britt and Allie, like, it's the fact that dinner, that they're at a fancy dinner while I'm not even eating dinner, and they're calling me crazy. Like, I'm not crazy, I'm hurting. And I said that they don't even understand the pain that they're hitting. They saw anger and not what was hurting me and making me do it in the only way people hear my voice. And it's like, I don't understand how people that I looked up to, like Madison and stuff, and it just, this has been a reoccurring. I look up to someone and then they look down on me just for being real and showing that I'm hurting, which makes me mask it or use, because then nobody sees that I'm hurting.
And I totally, like, I'm still in like a position where I'm still trying to figure out in my head why they would do this to us.
And I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at that program, because I said they were going to do this to us. I do. And it's not even just you. It's the fact that the guys had the opportunity to stay at night and they couldn't even. No, Sarah, it's not you. That house, I told them they're going to break us all into a point of no return and then laugh and have their pinkies up at a fancy dinner. Like, I don't want that. I want just to be, like, safe and at peace, and I want love and peace. And the Nick thing, it's like, I didn't think I could be manipulated, and to think it's like, oh, it's like the bad boys that do it, like, and it's like, it's everyone. And Allie deserves better, and I deserve better, and not one of them are advocating for us.
Jessie James in the chat said she messaged you on your main account. I think she works at a sober living, owns a. Yeah, Jessie James in the chat there. She said, "How can I help? How can we help?"
And Britt, what's going on there?
Like I said, I can't even think straight. I can't take the meds that I've always been on because I don't want to get addicted to that. I'm trying to cope, and they didn't teach me one way to do it. And then to see them laughing, and the fact that it's okay for an owner and all them to laugh and call me crazy as if Nick doesn't act crazy daily. They all act crazy. Pat just went because he was having, and it's like to forget where you came from, and to get people like this and to laugh as if they all were at this point to even go to that program and stay in a crazy unstructured place. And for me and Allie, the two moms, the two people that would be homeless, and the two people actually were in love with guys, and these guys probably would never even think of us again. Like they took advantage of our vulnerability, our wanting of love, and the fact that we have big hearts, so we love people even when they don't even deserve it. And it's wrong. It's so wrong.
And Britt, and I just want to say, so for one, you're not crazy. For two, everything that you've gone through and everything that you're saying right now is completely valid. You are absolutely correct in what you're thinking. Do not let what they are saying become true to you, because it is so far. You are so fucking strong. It takes a lot of strength to be where you're at right now. It takes a lot of strength to understand even right now that what they're saying about you is wrong, and even to understand that you're going through hurt. But this is this is normal. You have so much support. There's 377 people in here right now, and I can guarantee that all of them are heartbroken hearing you right now, and nobody here thinks you're crazy or wrong or anything.
Even for Sarah to dox my address, how is that even professional?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's foul.
So wrong. And in the video, she's admitting I'm holding my phone, and it's how could you say it's not you? And it's not even my address. So the people that live here, and if they think I'm crazy, trust me, I hang out with crazy too. And nobody's happy that they just put not only me at risk, but people that aren't even a part of that program are sober themselves. How is that even? She could stay, but me and Allie, the ones that have heart and actually sit at that table and write the words and calm each other down when we don't want to, and the ones that literally brought the mom vibe in the house, and Sarah gets to stay and laugh and then deflect as if us sleeping with one person compared to hers, that's just, and no, it's not my issue. It's just I don't like that I have to. Pat can scream at me to take accountability, and me and Allie, you seek validation. Well, guys are seeking something too, and it ain't that.
Hey, Britt, there's a few people in the chat. There's one named Truffle Butter. There's a few trauma therapists that have talked about sending resources. So there have been some messages about open beds and places. What happened at Graceland is not normal, and you're not crazy at all. I want you to know that crazy is a very dismissive word, and it's a way to diminish your actual feelings. And your words aren't, you're not crazy, you're hurt right now. But there are
understand they're saying don't go to a co-ed program, but how would I ever learn if I can't fight that?
And I feel like Graceland is very good at we were talking about this at one point, me and Mason were, about how we think that they the idea of it being a co-ed house is very attractive to an addict or alcoholic, and I feel like that's one of their things that that's why they stand out, and this, that, and the third. And it's we're all human, and we did what we did, Britt, and that's that. And we're not horrible people for it. You deserve, regardless of what happened with you and Nick, I need you to know, your feelings are totally valid on all of this right now. And like they said before, I am worried about you, and I'm concerned about you, and I'm not just thinking about myself. I didn't even get to see you before they made me dip out.
Doesn't mean they made me leave, and I had $400 worth of food, and I couldn't grab it because they're go, because they knew Nick was on his way. But me and Allie were sitting there just flirting and heartless, what they think of what we did was wrong. No, that shows we have heart, because we stayed in the program and still cared about someone, trying to care about ourselves. We were putting our heart into everyone. It wasn't just the guys we were with. Me and Allie cared about everyone, and they don't even care about us. They're laughing at us and smiling at dinner. And if that was me, even in recovery, whether it had been Jack, who I don't have 1 ounce of respect, I would have been worried. I'd been worried knowing what they were out facing, and they're sitting there laughing and making it a joke. It makes me want to work in recovery, so I've never let people do that to us, because me and Allie, like I said, if they thought we were vulnerable in validation, why are you sending us to the streets then?
Can I say something really quick? I just wanted to.
Hang on 2 seconds, Nick. Britt, there are people in the chat that are trying to help. I know. Would you be willing to? Because I think being online right now when you're extremely upset is not really helpful for you. There are people that are willing to help. Would you be willing to jump on the phone with them?
Yeah.
So
Britt,
Jessie
I'm
James
commenting
has messaged you, and I believe that she's willing to help. And I know that others have messaged you as well. Guys, don't bombard her with messages, but I think the best would be if you jump. You can come back later when you want.
And then I'll tell them.
Yeah, I think calling a sponsor is a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And Britt, I'm commenting my main TikTok and give you my number.
Okay.
One
just
thing I wanted to
commented it, so we
say
can-
really quick is both you girls, what you're going through, I feel your pain. I went through it about a year ago in the same thing. It's not something new at that house. I mean, it sucks to say, but that's what they do. I was there for 9 months, and when people would get kicked out, it, like you said, it's not something, it's a joke to them is what it is. And they play with people's lives and emotions like it's a game. And it is not right.
That's what I said. I said, what's the point of winning if everyone has to lose? Like, that's not even cool.
And it's frustrating. And the problem is this is emotions, and they mess with your state of mind to get reactions out of you. And one of the biggest things that stuck with me is they told me it's a behavioral modification. They're trying to modify our behavior. They're trying to mess with it and put so much stress and anxiety on us to get us to react the way they did. And like you, Britt, my emotions were so high when I left. I couldn't comprehend like how to deal with it. And but I want to let both you guys know that like the beginning is going to be, it's not easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk at all, and it's going to be very, very, very hard. It was one of the hardest things in the world for me to try and pull my life together after leaving Graceland, because that's all I knew. And like they were saying in the chat, there are people who do care and who do feel for you in the situations you guys are going through. And the hardest thing sometimes is just reaching out and trusting. But I mean, sometimes when we're in this raw position, that's all we can do. Is no matter how scary it is, we got to put our trust in something and then hope. I mean, and it's not going to work out every time. That's the shitty part. Oh, sorry, the bad part. But we got to do it, especially at this point of our lives when everything's just so down and out. It seems, even though we're scared to put trust in, I would say put a trust in another female reaching out to you for a sober living and stuff like that, because Pat and those people, they feed. If you're not serving their purpose, you get kicked out. If you're not serving,
I think
that's why all the graduates work there. All the graduates work there because they allowed them to graduate, because they're helping them progress something in Graceland or the business or whatever it looks like. There's no graduates there that don't stick.
That set people up for failure. I said, that's not recovery. Recovery is the hardest thing. So if you're making it look easier, and when it's not easy, they're going to say, they said something's wrong with me. This ain't for me. But it's like, I don't understand how, like, it makes me hurt for Allie and her kid. It makes me hurt for every suffering addict that has dealt with this and gave up because of people who didn't even care.
Just know you're better. You're better than Graceland, and you're going to show them. When, like, you say a year down the road, you're going to hop on like I'm hopping on right now with a year of sobriety, and like, you know, leaving Graceland was the best thing that ever happened. It didn't seem like that at the time, but that's what it is if you're not contributing to their success or their cloud or whatever they're doing, then you're not going to graduate. That's just how it works. Like almost 90% of the graduates there worked for Graceland. In some capacity.
I don't understand how people higher up are trying to do behavior and like so recovery when the root of it all is trauma and abandonment and triggers and stuff, and they don't even touch that. They're triggering me and they tell me to reflect. Like, reflecting makes me want to get triggered. Like, I don't understand that.
It's tough. It's really
Here's
tough.
what I want to tell you. The good thing is, the reason why we do these lives, the reason why all this has been going on for months is to get this fucking place brought down like they fucking should be, to have the word out there by you guys all coming forward, by you having the strength that you did yesterday and today, and to express what's going on there. I'm going to tell you, even if you don't realize it, you both have made a huge impact. You've made a huge impact on the people that even supported them the most, have come in and they've stopped supporting them. They've said absolutely not. Madison went live today. When Pat went live last night, their comments are flooded. So by you guys doing this, you've helped so many more people see what's going on and to not trust that Graceland will help them. So believe it or not, you've helped so many people now by doing this that they won't go there. They won't trust Graceland. And it'll be more and more that this place gets shut down like they should be, because what they're doing is horrible and dangerous. And I'm telling you this, as much as you don't see it right now, but you have helped so many other people not realize what's going on here, and you should be really proud of that. But what I think that you should do right now, honestly, because your sobriety right now is the fucking your sobriety and your mental health is the most important thing. And if you can even hop off and call your sponsor, do it in steps. Call your sponsor, have a chat with your sponsor, and then check your messages. And Jesse James has messaged you, and I want you to give her a call so that she can help you set up something so that you have goals. And then once you have all that set up and you're in a better place in a few days, then you can take time to get the help that you need for everything you're going through mentally, and it'll all start sorting out. But you need to do this in steps so that you don't go back to where you were in your mind, and that you don't use or anything like that. So I want you to please hop off, call your sponsor first, and then when you're done that, check your messages, because you have a whole bunch of messages. Look for Jesse James's message. She's messaged you. She can get you into a sober living that's in California. And that would be your first 2 steps right now to try to get to where you need to be and back, because you're a strong girl and you both have helped out a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I will do that. I'll talk to you guys in a minute. I'll check the messages after I talk with my sponsor, and I'll write you, Allie, and if you need help, I'll help you. I just am not angry at you. I'm angry at what they did to us, and I know your heart and I know mine, and people with heart usually break more than anybody without it, and it's for females with our trauma to put us out there and act like, this is your fault. You seek validation. Like, I also was seeking validation from them to make me, be better.
Yeah. I love you, Britt.
Love you too. I'll message you when I get off the phone.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, Britt.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Heartbreaking.
I'm so sad for both of you. It is absolutely, that was heartbreaking to hear, and it's such a fucking shit situation that these fuckers over there, and with their gloating and their smiles on their fucking face, went out to dinner last night while they kicked out 2 fucking females in the middle of the fucking night with nothing, with nobody, with no hotel money, with nothing, and just said, get the fuck out. And this is what happens, right? So this is the next day now. Everything is hitting in, and this is what happens. They're completely alone. They're on the fucking brink of that they're only recovering addicts. They're on the fucking edge that you could definitely go down a really bad path, because there's no support here. Could be because they were just thrown out with no options, with no fucking help, no nothing, like pieces of garbage. Like, everything that they went through meant nothing, and now they're no use to Graceland, so get the fuck out. And it's disgusting what they fucking done.
Yeah, and I saw somebody in the comments at one point a little bit ago say that apparently Madison commented on Pat's video talking about how apparently they kicked us out now because we refused to write the words. Which is crazy, because I was literally writing the words when they pulled me downstairs.
And you know what? And I will say, and I'm going to play a video of Madison yesterday where Jose's in the background and Jose asks Madison. So as Madison's like doing her makeup and shit and not having a care in the fucking world, Jose does say in the background, is this even legal? Like that we've kicked them out with nowhere to go. And Jose says that. So you can see that they're even fucking, so that's a couple of the people still there while Madison's doing her makeup and Pat's getting ready to party at dinner and Sarah's fucking looking for her next piece of skin. You can see that there is some people that are fucking worried about, is this right what we did? Is this right? Because something doesn't feel good about this.
Yeah.
And I hope that they fucking feel this. I hope that more and more people leave every day. I hope Nick fucking leaves tomorrow to really fuck them up. If Nick leaves, Pat's gonna fucking go nuts.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, and I mean, it kind of makes me feel a little bit better about Jose that he even he was concerned that is this even legal? Just because I went through the house with Jose a little bit before he got graduate status back and everything. Me and Jose were close at one point, and he was like a brother to me. And so this is just all.
It's sickening, honestly, Allie. Honestly, and this is nothing towards you, but I think Britt is really feeling it because at least you have Keaton with you right now, and I think Britt is more on the she just Nick didn't leave with her, and so she feels just completely by herself. And I think that her anger at first towards you was just because and you can put yourself there, right? That you're just fucking feeling so alone. You're just all that for nothing, and I'm just fucked right now, and I'm completely alone. I'm sure everybody could know how that feels, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'm we played the tape and everything before we just gung-ho he was done, you know what I mean? And we played the tape, and honestly, it's this is it's not ideal situation, but we have a game plan. We're not just gonna thug it out in a hotel room. And we're going to keep moving forward. We're still sober. We have been checking in with Mason and with Kiera and, making sure we stay in our sober community or as far as what we can. And so we have a lot of support on our side. And I wish that Britt had Mason checking on her and everything like that. Like I said, if I had her number, I would have checked on her. And now that she'll be able to contact me, that'll make me feel a lot better because now we can help each other.
Yeah.
To make sure we hold each other accountable.
I want to remind you, I know that Britt's really going through it right now, but it's actually not your responsibility. And it's good that if you can reach out, but it's not on you. Okay, so you've got your own recovery to worry about. That's your focus. Not even Keaton, right? Your focus is your recovery and your sobriety.
Yeah. And just keep that, because as you guys individually need to think about what's best for you. And we have so many people in here that will reach out. I mean, there's so many resources that are around. There's so many people that are willing to help out in different ways. And, I'm sure that both of you are going to be fine because nobody's going to see you guys homeless or on the streets or anything like that at all. And I think that Mason just didn't have that relationship with Britt anyways because of the timing of when she got there and Mason had left, right? But you had already established those relationships. We're going to get her, we're going to see. I reached out to her first thing when I got up to make sure she was okay and stuff. And then I had heard that she wasn't doing well emotionally, which is, of course, right? You wake up the next day and it all hits and you're just oh my God, right? And that adrenaline's dropped. So, but I mean, we're going to try to do our best, as we can on social media to get her some help, get her in a place where she's better. And same with you guys, even with Keaton just leaving today, I'm hoping that you guys have a plan moving forward that you don't risk your sobriety in any way and that you both feel okay.
Yeah. And we got a plan. We've got a plan.
Good.
And so, is mentally, is Keaton doing well right now? Is he just taking it all in and
It's a little bit of like taking it all in, and I did warn him that like your first day, just because like I had experienced my own first day yesterday, and so like experiencing your first day, it's like a little bit of like a shock, and like you don't know like really what to do with yourself. But I think right now he's just like anxious, and he's just his anxiety's up is what it is, and I'm just with him and making sure that he's okay and helping him get adjusted to not being at Graceland. I mean, I feel like I adjust fairly quickly, and so does he, but I just want to make sure like his anxiety is okay and everything like that. But we have a plan moving forward and everything, so
That's good.
Okay, so that's good. I mean, that's what you need. You need to focus on what's ahead of you instead of like, what's behind you, as much as that is going to be hard to do at first. But I mean, definitely, I think this is, and as hard as it is right now for all three of you, that as much as it sucks, it's definitely a blessing in disguise, because at least now you're away from there. Because I mean, if they treated you like that now, it was bound to happen at any time where something was going to happen, and it would happen next week or the week after. And the whole point of all this is to stop them, from continuing to bring people in there, and from this situation happening where the people end up, homeless and kicked out and nothing and nowhere to go. And it's sad what happens here.
yeah. And I ended up getting a text from Sarah saying my friend it's like a screenshot of like a women's sober living in Woodland Hills, and she's like, my friend just sent me this. I can reach out to them tomorrow if you want. I'm just trying to find a place that will scholarship you for a month, but so far this one seems the best option. My friend is going to keep me updated though. And I said, thank you. I've got resources on my own. I don't want your help. You've helped enough, quite frankly. Don't contact me anymore.
Well, that's your boundary, and you've got to have those boundaries. If it's not healthy for you to speak to her,
And that is Hannah Source is right. That's damage control. Right now, they're experiencing that they're not getting the high fucking five that they thought they were going to get, and that you guys have like right away popped up and said like, this is what fucking happened. They didn't get a chance to do the damage control behind the scenes before you guys were like, no, this is what happened, which I'm grateful for. I'm glad you guys did before they could stop you guys and, the whole fear-mongering and don't do nothing type thing. Because now it's out. And even, like I said, when they went live today, when Madison went live, when Sarah was on the live last night, there was not one good, like the internet's not a safe place, and those comments were not safe for fucking Madison and Sarah and the rest of them. Now that this is out of what they did, there's no hope for them on here. They're going to be shit on every single time they all go fucking live from here on out.
Well, good. Serves them right.
Yeah, well, karma's got its way of catching up with people, right?
Yeah.
I think the main thing for you, Allie and Keaton, if you both focus on yourselves individually, like you'll be stronger together, but just make sure you both focus, like I know before I said to you, Allie, like look after yourself, but Keaton, if you're listening, you need to do the same as well. It's really important. You guys know that. You guys have those tools already.
Yeah.
And one thing also is, when you come out like this, right, you're going to get bombarded with both things. You're going to get bombarded with a lot of the Graceland people and them doing damage control and trying to, fix up what they did wrong now, so you guys stop talking and all that stuff. And you're also going to get a lot of messages of people wanting inside details and trying to get you to come forward about more stuff and all that. So just like my only advice for you is to just be careful. Don't fucking overwhelm yourself with everything. You don't need to respond to everybody messaging you guys. You don't need to be, box to box to box if you're not comfortable like telling your story. And when it comes to Graceland reaching out, just fucking ignore them. Just like let them lie in their shit that they've caused.
And same goes like even with us, okay? So if you feel comfortable coming up and you want to come up, you're welcome. If you're ever not comfortable, don't feel like you have to, and don't feel like you have to answer any of the questions in the chat or by us if you're not comfortable. We don't want to push you to do or say anything that you're not comfortable with.
All right. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. And anything that you do need, like if you do need an ear or whatever, you can message me. I'll try my best I can. But if you are going through it, like, my inbox for sure is always open if you just want to chat. And even if you ever want to just come in here and hang out, you're more than welcome to. Doesn't mean you have to sit up here and talk shit about you. You can just come in and hang out at any time.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.